Obsession tells the story of Bear, who's been obsessed with his friend Nikki for years, and instead of telling her how he feels, he makes a wish on one wish willow that she would love him more than anything in the world. I will say this, I knew that there was hype going into this movie, but last time I bought into hype, that was for Primate, and I left disappointed because I bought into all the hype for Primate. So I went in this movie very neutral, but after seeing Obsession, I can say this. This movie is definitely worth the hype that it has gotten. I also had a good theater experience. Now, for my area, a horror movie, it is rarely, if ever, packed or sold out. That's why I'm always surprised the movies that are full around here. And this includes big releases like Final Destination. Like, that's the biggest release I can think of. The theater was not full on opening weekend in my area, just for reference. But I'm happy to report that my theater was full. It deserves to be full, and the audience was the perfect audience for this. Not only the people next to me, but the people behind me, great audience. There was not one person being annoying the entire time. But let's go ahead and actually talk about this movie because I had a really good time with Obsession. Going in for the pros for Obsession, the acting from this movie are all good from every character and the role that they have to play. Now, the standout in this movie is definitely going to be the actor who played Nikki. She did a phenomenal job. Now, she basically had to play two roles, real Nikki and not real Nikki. And I really like how she did that. Not only how she delivered her lines, I think the way she switches up her acting throughout the movie was really, really well done. Great job. She did a phenomenal job in her role as Nikki, and she is definitely the standout out of everyone in this movie. Also, Bear. I think Bear also did a good job, and I like how they took the concept of wanting to tell someone how you feel after so long. I mean, I've been there before in the past when I was younger, so I really like how they took that concept and made him a sympathetic character of someone like, okay, but then over from the start all the way to the end kind of made him the villain throughout, and I think they did a really good job. And I really also like how they did that with that character, because he starts out as a character who is just wants to tell this girl how he feels, and he ends up just being very selfish towards the end, and just I think they did a phenomenal job with telling that story. This movie's also very well written and very well directed. I think the conversation in the movie is really good. I really like a lot about this movie. And I will say, I think this movie also has some really good gore, and some solid jump scares, especially when Nikki has to act very creepy. Oh, that actually was very scary. I did not expect that to actually get me. And even though I knew one thing was coming, I still jumped in my seat. And I don't jump a lot in my seat in theaters, but there's definitely some solid scares and some gore in this movie. They did a really good job on that part as well, and I like the way they tell their story. And there's just a lot to like, just a lot about this movie. And I like the location, how they tell it. It's phenomenal. And even the cat stuff, I'm not a big fan of when you do cat stuff, but I think the way they used cat stuff and the cat, it didn't bother me. So I can appreciate that that did not bother me, and I think they used it appropriately enough. Now, going into my mixed, because I don't have any negatives for this, and these are just small little things. This movie is very kind of predictable in where it goes. Now, this doesn't take away anything from the movie at all, but they do I say like two reveals, because this goes to the dynamic of the friend group that we meet. I do like the dynamic of the friend group, but they do something that I thought was very obvious from the start, that was very predictable, and it's like a twist later on. And then another thing involving the character Sarah that I thought was obvious enough. Again, this doesn't take away from the experience, but it is something that I do want to put on here. Sorry, my light bulb on that lamp is going crazy. I need to replace it soon. And the ending's also going in here. Now, I do like the ending, don't get me wrong, but I just wish we saw Nikki like get up and see everything. Like, that's the only way I can say. I just wish we saw the reaction to everything, and I would have liked the ending more. And those are just two small small things. They're very baby things. But going into spoilers, let's go ahead and talk about Bear. Now, Bear makes this wish. Now, at first, he starts really not knowing that this is real, but when he gets the hint that this is real, he does nothing. And throughout the entire movie, he gets chances, but he wants to do everything just to keep it the way it is. You first see this when the first thing of when Real Nikki comes out, and he just ignores it. You have the party where Nikki comes out for a second, starts freaking out. He takes her to the hospital, ignores it. And then when he leaves during the night to meet Sarah and Real Nikki's talking to him, he just kind of completely ignores it. And when he calls support and he hears Real Nikki. And I really wish, this is just a small thing I wish they put. Now, when Ian comes in towards the end, I wish he wasn't taken out so fast, because I wish we got like a scene between fake Nikki, Ian, and Bear. Just a short scene, maybe like another minute or two, just a scene between them. I really wish we got an interesting scene between them, or make a dialogue about their relationship or something. That's just something I wish was included. And in the scene, Real Nikki comes out for a second. But the way you have Ian, who was very much like unsupportive, he's like, you should do it, knowing the history, and having Sarah actually know about it, because Ian and Nikki have been hooking up. Sarah does know, Sarah does like Bear, but she gets taken out by fake Nikki after he leaves the house to meet up with Sarah. And having Sarah get accepted was such a nice touch for it all too. Like, that's crazy. I can't. And the dynamic also, I just really like the dynamic. And having Bear just be, he is the villain of the movie. Let's be real. He is the entire villain of this movie. He's very selfish, and he'll do anything just to keep it the way he is. Like, he tries to alter the wish and just hangs up as soon as he hears Real Nikki, because he just doesn't want to face it. And then towards the end, he's like his last option. He has to do this. Like, this is literally, he tried everything else to make his life easier. This is the only way he has to do it, and he can't even, you know. So he has to take pills, and then you have fake Nikki makes the wish that he was obsessed with her. You get them for like not a long time, but for a second, you get them like obsessed with each other, which was, I did not expect that. That was very fun. And then you wake up, he's gone, wakes up, Real Nikki wakes up and sees her surroundings, starts screaming. I like the ending. I do wish we saw her like maybe get up and like see the whole surrounding area. I don't know, that's just, again, something small that I would have liked to see in this movie. Still a very enjoyable movie overall. I think they do a really good job with Obsession. A lot of good to say about this movie, the conversation just that it's trying to say, and even the switch from Bear not knowing what's going on, and even when you got a hint of what's going on, immediately switches to a scene of SA, which that was very intentional, and that very well done. Again, I like how they include that in there. I think they did a good job just how they do that switch of what was actually happening. So overall, I will say I had a really good time with Obsession. I like the way they tell their story. I like the acting. I really think that the actress Nikki does phenomenal in her role. This is a really good conversation about it. And I will say this, I have been in a somewhat similar situation, not like 100%, but a closer, similar situation. I was the Nikki in this situation, just without the magic, I will say. And that was not a fun situation to be in at all. So comment down below what you thought of Obsession. Did you like it? Not like it? Comment down below and tell me what you think, and let's have a conversation.